quick snack break. I've decided to go ahead and do episode 3 because I'm just having so much fun, and I know tomorrow I probably won't have the chance. I'll probably find time, but for right now, I don't think I'm going to have a chance to do another emulator episode for the Ahn Chronicles. So for now, we're going to do another one. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm such a glutton for punishment. Let me get this on the right screen, please. This is not on the right screen. Wow. I'm supposed to be on this screen. Showcasing this. I said, there we go. Because this is what we're here for. The Mythic Game Master Emulator 2nd Edition by WordPress Mills. WordMill Press. Something like that. I can never remember what... Who is it? Who is it that does this game? WordMill Press? WordPress Mills? Let me see here. You're getting... WordMill Games. Been saying it wrong the whole time. WordMillGames.com. Again, I want to thank you guys for doing such a great job with this. I'm having more and more fun the more I play, the more I get connected to the randomness that the Mythic engine provides, the more fun I am having. My dog was in here earlier. Apparently even he agrees with me. So keep putting out material. I know that you guys have the magazines, the Mythic Mags. The Mythic magazines, by the way, I have the first 6 of them. They are incredibly insightful, even though they go back to an earlier edition of the Mythic engine, the 1st edition. I feel like you can still gain some insight from reading those. So please go back, read those, see what you can get from them, because this engine is more involved than at first sight. You can do so much with this, and now my dog has decided he wants to play. Yes. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was Darby. So anyway, we're going to do another session. Yet another session. Let's get over here to Roll20. And I've tried to get it to where you could actually see all of Ahn's character sheets. So let me get in here and do a little bit of course correction here. And apparently that's as far down as it wants to go. I can fix this a little bit though. I will learn how this this streaming system stuff works. Probably about the time I get the Mythic engine perfected, and I'm actually using all of its utilities. But until then, I apologize. I'm no good with technology. So, almost there. You can almost see all of his character sheet, because I want you to see how much XP he has. I want you to see all of his sheet. Come on. Reduce a little bit for me. There we go. Okay, so now if I scroll all the way up, you can see the top of his character sheet. That's exactly what I wanted to do. Thank you very much. Okay. So, we've had an interesting time so far. There has been quite a lull. No one really seems to be bothered by the presence of Ahn, the 9-foot-tall super soldier from a distant world. And no one seems bothered. So, I have fixed that with the adventure list. As you notice, the first section here, 1 through 10, is completed with things like trying to track down the cyborg from episode 1, eliminate the Shockray assault troopers, socialization, because that's what Ahn wants. Ahn wants to learn what it's like to be around the citizens of Earth so that he can be amongst them. But also to evade law enforcement and some other tricks that I decided to put on here. There's a laundry list of characters, including the cyborg from episode 1, the monotone from last episode, and a couple of surprises there. So yeah. I have not constructed a session for this with the Adventure Crafter. I have not done that. We're going to do this straight off the emulator and see how it goes. I have trust in the emulator. These are my notes from the last 2 adventures. The first one, of course, took 6 scenes. The second one took 4 scenes. I have my notes written down. I will probably scan these and make them available somewhere. I don't know where. I don't have a website. But I have a Discord, I have a Facebook, and I have other stuff that I'm still trying to get used to. So anyway, I will do what I can about getting these to you. Somehow. But for right now, I'm going to set these aside and focus on episode 3. So, with episode 3, how are we going to set our stage? We're going to see what Ahn's up to using random determination. So we're going to come in here and we are going to turn to, you know what, I'm just going to get this notebook over here. That way I don't turn completely around and ignore you. Actually, this one needs to go here. This one needs to go here. Like I said, there's some paperwork and stuff. There's a little bit, you need a fair amount of space to do this. Once I get used to the emulator incomplete, I will try to showcase the best way to set up your space to use it. But for now, we're just going to go with it. We have some stuff on here for city descriptors. So we're going to find out where in the city he is right now. Remember, he is in New Philadelphia, a fictional city of my making. So he is 47. Something large. Large and frightening. Oh, I wonder what that could be. Large and frightening. Large and frightening. Something in this city that is large and frightening. I can't think of anything. Large and frightening within the city. You know what? Actually, I'm going to. Okay, wait. I've got a locations. Let me see what comes up with locations. 46. Important location. Let's see if I can get a little bit more information with a 37. In a row, 37, foreboding. Yes, I know where he is now. He is at the Black Rose, the communal Gothic space within New Philadelphia. Now, he is probably very confused about this, about seeing this location. It's very dark. You can't see inside. The music is booming. He's probably not used to that. So he's feeling a little bit off-put. But he's very brave. So he is going to go inside. So as he wanders inside, he's going to be checking out his equipment that came in very handy last session. And he is going to scan for another Aether within the area. He's going to see if there's an aether in there. So the chaos factor is 5. We're going to look here and see. I'm going to say it is a 50-50 shot that there is another aether in here. That is a negatory. The pattern is full. There is no other aether in here. So he sighs. He goes over to a booth. Waitress comes over to him very blandly. Can I take your order? And Ahn says, just give me something strong to drink. I don't care what it is. She's like, I'll get you a whiskey. Be right back with that. So, in the meantime, he begins watching a rave in progress. The goths are actually in the back corners, hiding amidst the darkness, while the ravers are jumping and carrying on with their flashing colors and all the lights just spattering everywhere, creating a cacophony of madness. They bring Ahn's drink over quickly. Do they bring Ahn's drink over quickly, or is he suffering in here? They do bring Ahn's drink over quickly. So he drinks it, and it's whiskey. So I'm just curious. Does he like the whiskey? Yes, he does. So discovering this earth drink, he takes a shot. This is very stout. This is a warrior's drink. I want more. How much more do you want? What sizes are there? She says, well, a pint, I can get you a pint, but it's going to be very expensive. I don't care. I have money. Bring me a pint. All right, I'll bring a pint and a shot glass. So she comes. She leaves. Meanwhile, he is watching the strobing lights dance around this place. He's looking specifically at the goth people, wandering throughout the shadows, wondering what's going on. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to check his perception. He does have the perception skill. So is there something going on worthy of Ahn's attention? No, there is not, but barely it's a no. So is there something going on that could cause trouble amongst the citizens? Yes, there is. Is it a drug deal? No, it is not. Are there people underage within the bar? No, there are not. So what else could it be? Maybe, I know, is it a convict hiding out in the bar? No, it is not. Is it another alien hiding in the bar? No, it is not. So Ahn can't quite figure out what's going on in here. He watches very carefully, unable to make sense of anything, but they bring him his drink. He drinks a lot. And fortunately, his regeneration factor that's going on within him allows him to drink and enjoy the drink without actually suffering the side effects of getting drunk. So we're going to update this. Scene number 1 goes to the Black Rose. Drinks a lot of whiskey. All right, but something's got to happen here. So in this world that we're exploring here, Everything exists. Mythology is real. So, is there a type of mythological creature hiding within the Black Rose? Yes, there is. Stereotypically, is it a vampire? It is. Is it several vampires? Extremely so. There are a lot of vampires hiding in here. Do they wish harm upon Ahn? Very much so. So there are vampires in here that are looking at him like he's the most delicious thing they've ever seen. He is 9 foot tall and very powerful. So maybe they're wanting to steal some of that power for themselves. Let us see if he is able to perceive the danger as it is moving towards him. The average vampire is going to be a level 4 creature. However, stealth is something the vampires are good at, so this is going to be level 5, difficulty 5, excuse me. A challenging something or another. A challenging stealth attempt that Ahn must see. Apologize for stumbling over my words, but we're going to go ahead with the roll. Ahn succeeds without any effort. Well, actually, wait, no, I need to re-roll that because there was quite a lot of effort on that stack. So stealth is something that this is good at, so we're going to go to challenging. We're going to try that perception check again without the bonuses. It is a failure. Ahn does not notice this. How many vampires are coming after him right now? We're going to roll a d6. If it's a 1, I'm going to add 2 to it. So there are 2 vampires that are coming after him. So I need to put vampires on the character list now. Vampires are level 4 creatures. In my setting, at least. Your setting, when you're using the cipher system, you can set them for whatever you want. You can use the bestiary to set the difficulty. It does not matter. It's your story. It's your game. You do with it what you want. For now, they're level 4s in my setting. So, one of them sidles next to Ahn, to his left side. Ahn looks down. Can I help you with something? The vampire says, we've never seen you before in here. Who are you? I am Ahn. Ahn, that's an interesting name. Does it have a meaning? Ahn means lone, singular, one. Were you an only child? No, I was not. Oh, well then why did they name you Ahn? My mother liked the name. Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. I'm Tracy, by the way. Tracy is a very attractive young vampire who is trying to get close to him, but Ahn is kind of like shuffling the other way a little bit, like in a seat, like scrunching further into the booth. When another vampire sits down on his right-hand side. Is this another female vampire? No, this is a male. So the man gets into the booth with Ahn and Tracy. And he introduces himself as Michael. Michael says, hey, big guy. Haven't seen you around in here. I'm Michael. Ahn looks down and says, I just went over with this with the other one. Do I have to explain it to you as well? Or do your people have some kind of hive mind that you can appreciate so that I don't have to do this again? Michael looks up and says, no, I'm sorry. We don't have a hive mind, so proper introductions have to be done every time you meet somebody. Ahn looks over. Fine. My name is Ahn. My mother liked the name. It doesn't mean anything important. Michael says, well, like I said, my name is Michael. We're here to make sure you have a lovely time at our facility, the Black Rose. The music's too loud. Michael says, well, there's nothing I can do about that. Trying to distract Ahn so that Tracy can try and nibble on him a little bit. Let's see if that's successful. We're going to do a perception check. Now, again, vampires are very stealthy creatures. So this is going to be at a difficulty 5. Ahn, not being an idiot, is going to spend a little bit of effort on this. His intellect is high, his edge is high, so this is only going to cost him 1 point. And he has 1 level of effort on this. And we roll failure. Ahn is too distracted by all the lights in this place. Hey, Christopher, how you doing? I have one viewer. He is a friend of mine and a player in a lot of my games. Anyway, so Ahn is too distracted by the lights and the music and everything. And Tracy is going to try and bite. However, Ahn has 2 natural armor plus sort of a telekinetic field that envelops his body to protect him. So Tracy might be in for a shock. Can Tracy bite through this telekinetic field? Yes, apparently she's a very powerful vampire. So now what we're going to do is we're going to roll for an attack. But being that they're being sneaky about this, I'm going to roll perception instead of defense against this. I lost my effort because that was for last action. And so here we go. I have no idea what's going on, so I have no effort. I fail. Vampire does 4 points of damage, so I actually take 1 might damage off. I am at 19. Barely anything, but it's going to be enough to get Ahn's attention, who looks over and says, "What did you do? Wait a minute. What are you?" And he reaches down and starts to scan them. He has the scan ability. He has technology. Does he figure out that they are undead? We're going to put this at a challenge rating 4 because they are level 4 creatures. He has 2 assets. And he is going to roll intellect. He succeeds. Not by much, but he does. So he knocks over the table and stands before them going, "Filthy undead, I have dealt with your kind before. Leave me alone or I will destroy you." And the vampires pretty much just laugh. And they're going to attack him. Okay, so we're going to put down in the notes level 4 vampires. They're going to have 12 hit points each. Or 12 health, excuse me. 12 health. There are 2 of them. Okay. So Ahn is going to pull out his cutter. He's in close quarters. He doesn't have enough room to pull out his gravity sledge. So he pulls out his ZU-X57 cutter. And he is going to make a swing with this. Let me see here. He's not going to put any effort into it. He feels confident enough in his combat skills. He fails to hit. Surprised, the vampire swings back with adroitness and dexterity. And Ahn thinks that he might be a little bit in over his head. So he's going to have to try harder. However, the first vampire is going to try and bite him. He is going to try and dodge. Success with a natural 20. That allows me a major effect or +4 damage. So my major effect is, as Tracy is coming in to bite, I punch her in the face, and she's going to take 4 points of damage from the punch, due to the fact that I have supernatural strength with Ahn. So I have to be careful though, because vampires regenerate their health. So I have to inflict enough damage quickly. Michael grows these massive claws on his fingers, and he is going to try and claw at Ahn. Ahn is going to try and dodge, and let's see what happens. Ahn barely is able to squeak by and does not get hit by the claws. Now he's realized he's in over his head. He needs to put some effort behind this. So he is going to spin for a level of effort and put a level of effort towards damage. So that normally costs 5 points, but because my edge is 1, that costs me 4. So I am down to 15. And I get down to my cutter. I'm going to make my first attack against Tracy. So, oh gosh, that is a very high roll. So that allows me to do 2 extra points of damage. So the cutter does 4. The special gives me 6 total. My supernatural strength gives me, I need to check. Is it just, I think it's an extra 6 damage. I need to check. Supernatural strength, incredible strength. That is 6 extra damage. So that is a total of 10 damage. Tracy already took damage last round during her attack. She has not had a chance for it to come back to her round to heal. So she is destroyed. Her head is cut off. She evaporates into soot and ash. And Michael stares there screaming, not in terror, but in anger. So Michael is going to come at me, and he is going to use his blood magic to enhance his strength, to enhance his power, so that now he is considered a level 5 target. Let me take off my bonuses. And with a level 5 target, he's going to try and claw at me as well. And I am going to try and dodge. But I am going to spend effort. I'm going to spend effort because I know supernatural creatures can hurt me. That is going to require 3 speed, taking me down to 14. I have 1 level of effort spent. Let us roll for speed defense. Success. All right. So it cost me a little bit of points, but I succeed in dodging away from the vampire's claws. He has not taken any damage yet. To the Oracle. Can I maneuver out into the dance floor so that I can pull out my gravity sledge? No. There are too many people in melee range, and I might hit one of them. I definitely don't want to do that. Ahn is very heroic. He does not want to endanger anyone. So he continues with his cutter. Let me see here. So, actually, he decides to be even safer because he remembers the last fight he was in and the collateral damage that was done. So, actually, he is going to use an onslaught, a telekinetic slam. So, with his mind, he reaches out and tries to pick up the vampire with his mind. Let's see what happens. Success. So he picks up the vampire with his mental powers, slams him into the ceiling, slams him down back on the floor. And let me see here the effects. He takes 7 damage from that. So I will mark that down. That's almost as much damage as he would have suffered from the gravity slam. Oh my gosh. I will be right back.
It's time for your medications.
If I had any intelligence whatsoever, I would have made sure that alarm went off before I started. But I don't, so I didn't. Alright. So, the vampire just took a lot of telekinetic damage. So, since it is supernatural damage from the telekinetic grip of Ahn's power, the damage stays. He does not instantly recover from any of it. Michael stands up, blood pouring out of his eyes, his mouth, and his ears from the intense pressure of the telekinetic grasp. Sighs, wipes the blood away from his face, and charges again with its claws. This time, spending more of his blood magic to make him even more imposing. Now he is at level 6 difficulty, which is extremely difficult for tier 2 characters such as Ahn. So I am going to have to spend 2 levels of effort just to try and stay out of his way. That is going to cost me a lot. I'm down to 7 speed. I can do this maybe one more time. So I'm going to try and dodge away from Michael's claws as he charges me. And I succeed. Not only do I succeed, but as I turn, I punch the vampire in the side of its head, and due to my supernatural strength, I inflict 2 points of damage. So he has taken 9. If I don't finish him off this turn, he will recover all of his damage at the top of his next action. Ahn sits there and thinks about this for but a moment, and he says, I have to finish this. So he backs up, pushes everyone away from him, people falling down onto the dance floor everywhere, and he pulls out his gravity sledge. People start screaming because now they see him. He's not hiding in the darkness anymore. He is a giant among them. And he is going to... Let me reset this. The vampire is still at a level 6 difficulty. I am going to spend 2 levels of effort to hit him, knowing I am strong enough for that gravity sledge. If I hit him, I will do enough damage to squash him, and squash him bad. That will cost me 6 points here. My might is now 9. From 20, you can see I'm getting pretty hurt. Exhausted is a better word. I'm getting fairly exhausted, physically speaking. But once I move this gravity sledge, I fail. No. I don't wanna. So I've got 6 XP saved up from the sessions that I've played so far. I'm going to spend one of them so that I can re-roll. Go back to the gravity sledge. Everything stays the same. I fail again? No. I refuse this. No, I can't. This is not going well. This is not good. It's now Michael's turn, and he regenerates all 9 of that damage that I've done to him, and he's now at full health with 12 health. And Ahn is looking at him like, how am I going to defeat this thing? Since this is a new round, one of his blood buffs goes down, so he is now at level 5. He's a difficulty 5 creature instead of 6. He does not spend more of his energy to empower himself more. However, he charges with the claws. I am going to dodge. I fail to dodge. Ahn takes 5 points of damage. That comes off of his might total, leaving me with 4 might. I have taken damage. I am exhausted. I am fighting a vampire. Ahn thinks to himself, where is the monotone when I need him? He helped me before. Why couldn't he come in here with me and just relax? Why did he say he had to go to Tokyo? What is going on here? And in mid-thought, he hefts that gravity sledge. And he's going to spend 1 level of effort as a last-ditch effort to fight off this guy. He's doing just 1 level of effort, hoping beyond hope that his attack hits, and it fails. So once again, I'm going to come up here and I'm going to spend an XP point because this is very vital. I don't want my character dying in the 3rd session. It's too early for that. And I will swing once more. A failure again. The dice gods hate me. There is nothing in the rules of Cypher System that says I cannot keep spending XP. So I'm going to spend yet another XP. But look at my options just a little bit more. I'm down to 3 XP from 6 that I started at. Let's see here. I stick with my effort that I spent earlier, because XP, when you re-roll with XP, your roll does not change. But I'm going to see if I have something a little bit better that can help me. I have no more ciphers. Ciphers take an action to activate anyway. This is an artifact that I have not rolled for depletion yet. I am a bad boy. I'm going to go ahead and roll over depletion for 2 hits. Not depleted, which is good, because technically I missed both of those hits. All right. I don't want to rule for cool this because it's not the way the game is supposed to work, but at the same time, I'm also the game master, so I want my character to survive beyond the 3rd session. So what I'm going to say is, if I succeed on a telekinetic attack, then I pull him towards me, giving me an asset on the attack. So I'm going to come up here and try to hit him with my telekinetic abilities. Success to a degree that I get a bonus damage. If I hit him in melee, then I will apply that damage. So now I have an asset. So I'm pulling out all the stops here. Swing, bada, swing! And I roll a 17, which does some damage. Alright, so far that is plus 4 damage. On top of 8, which is normally done. That is 12. Plus 6 from my supernatural strength. That is 18. I have more than destroyed this vampire. The only thing that is left is blood, gore, and fangs, ladies and gentlemen. This vampire is a stain. And everything that's left turns to ash and folds up into the darkness. Now then, were there other vampires that witnessed this attack? Unfortunately, there were a lot of vampires that witnessed this attack. Are they going to seize their moment, or are they going to let me leave? They decide to watch me and let me leave. So they're going to be following me for a little while. So lots of stuff has happened. I need to log it real quick. So attacked by 2 vampires. Took a lot of effort to destroy them. So it's a good thing that I added vampires to the character list so that they can possibly track me down a little bit later. That's the way the game works. So yeah. So I'm gonna leave and reset to a new scene. Now the monotone's away in Tokyo right now. So the only friend I've made, I can't get in touch with. So where would Ahn go? He's going to begin wandering the city again. While he is wandering the city, does local law enforcement find him? He sticks out like a sore thumb. So far, nobody's reported him. But does it go his way this time? No, it does not. So, down the street is the new scene. Cops stop him. All right. I've been dreading this since the first session. The cops walk up to Ahn and say, "Sir, you're not around here, are you? You're not from around here, are you?" Ahn looks down and says, "Is it that obvious, gentlemen? Please leave me alone." The cops are like, hey, now, you can't talk to us that way. Ahn despairs and says, "Why not? Because we're the police. You see these badges? That means we're the law." "You're the law, huh? Do you have respect for soldiers that serve in the military?" "Well, of course we do, but you didn't serve in our military, did you?" "I served in a military." "Again, you don't look like you're from around here. What service did you serve in?" "I proudly served the Shakrei Empire for 13 years. And then he kind of shrugs down a little bit, realizing that he's not so proud of what he did before. Those interpersonal skills that he does not have are beginning to shine again. And the police are like, "All right, that's it. We're taking you downtown." And Ahn is like, "I apologize, but I cannot go with you right now. I must be going now. Thank you very much for your time. Have a good day, dear citizens." The police, of course, don't like this. And the police are like, "No, you're coming with us. We are not citizens. We are the law, and we are taking you in for being a distraction and possibly a menace to society. We're citing you for public nuisances and evasion of the law." And let's see. I'm just going to roll random to see if Ahn goes with this because of his belief in military procedure and law that has been stored up in him for so long, or if he's had it. So, has he had it? No, he has not. So Ahn decides to go with the police. With police. Alright. So the scene changes, but I'm going to leave this as the same scene summary because it doesn't feel like the scene was completed. Again, the same thing happened in the first session. So I'm going to prolong this scene even though the scene in the story has changed. So Ahn takes up 2 seats in booking. They can't handcuff him. So they have strung 6 zip ties to each other and pulled his hands together. Ahn realizes that his great strength could break these things very simply, but he does not, because he still believes in the military and in the law, and he is trying to integrate to human society. So a lead detective comes over to the patrol officers that brought him in. The detective takes one look at Ahn and says, "What do you want me to do with this guy?" And they're like, "Well, he's not from here. Shouldn't we do something about that?" And the detective says, "You do know we already have aliens on this planet, right? You brought him in for what? What did he do wrong?" "He kind of gave us a hard time, said he had to go." "If a citizen says they're in a hurry and you don't have reason to hold them, you don't have probable cause, you let them go, right?" They're like, "Yeah." The detective's like, "You two idiots just pulled an extra shift." He walks over to Ahn, cuts the poorly put together zip ties around Ahn's hands, says, "I'm sorry, sir. The officers that arrested you are completely ignorant of what they should be doing. I am sorry that you've had to endure this. I know you're new to the planet, but just don't do anything. Don't break the law. Try to abide by the law. If you don't know what the law is, you don't know what the customs are, I suggest you go to a library and do some reading." Ahn says, "Yes, of course, I know what a library is. I have already used the internet to surprising effect." The detective says, "Yeah, sure, okay. All right, just have a nice day." Ahn stands up to his impressive 9-foot something structure and looks down at the officer and says, "Thank you for your attention in this matter. Have a good day, dear citizen." And he turns around and the detective is like, "It's detective, not citizen." Ahn actually stops and turns around and says, "Is this a distinction of rank?" And the detective says, "Yes, of course." Ahn looks at him, stands up straight, and says, "Then I apologize, detective. I will be sure to address you with your current rank next time I see you." And he turns and walks away, leaving the detective scratching his head going, "Oh my gosh, I know we're going to get calls about him later." Alright. So he leaves the police department. Again, wandering out on the streets. The chaos factor is up to 7 because things just have not been going his way all day. Remember that the chaos factor decides the odds for the fate chart. The fate chart is what we're rolling against when we ask questions of the oracle. So things are getting harder and harder for him to succeed in his roles. So he walks down the street. Let's determine where he's going. Let's figure out where he is in the city right now. So we have some city descriptors. We have a 74, which is public. Well, he's wandering down a public street. But something odd is going on. What odd could be going on in the streets, public streets? What could be odd in going on? Yes, Darby, I see you over there. Everybody see Darby? He's right there. Let's see what's going on with this location. Something odd is going on. Something cute and odd is going on. What could be cute about what's going on in this street? Something new and cute. Okay, I got this. So, in this setting, there are weak spots between the dimensions known as tears in the horizon. The horizon is the barrier between all of reality. So this tear has opened in the middle of the street, and this cute, cuddly little creature has popped through. We're going to say it's a cat with wings and a unicorn horn. I know what this creature is because I created a creature like this, but I'm not going to tell you just yet. I'm going to let you experience it through Ahn's eyes. So Ahn sees this small, cute little creature, and everybody's just kind of looking at it, holding their cell phones, taking pictures and whatnot. Ahn actually approaches it, says, "Hello, little thing. May I pet you?" And the little thing actually takes a couple steps towards him. Ahn reaches out with one finger and gently tips the point of the cat's unicorn-like horn. Nothing happens. Ahn says, "You are very precious indeed, aren't you?" And that is when the cat decides to attack. Now, this cat just does not attack, okay? This cat actually tears itself open from the outsides, or excuse me, from the insides out, and becomes the six-legged monstrosity that can summon lightning with its horn. It is twice the size of a tiger. And hello, Darby, how are you doing? Twice the size of a tiger with this huge horn coming out that channels electricity, and it's going to throw electricity at Ahn, completely taking him by surprise. Ahn is still messed up from previous fights. Nothing he can do about it. He has not taken any time to rest. Yes, hello, Darby. I love you too. And now he wants to come up here and say hello. All right, this is Darby. Everybody say hello. Darby, hello. All right, I'm busy, buddy, okay? Yes, I love you too. No. Down. Get down. Get down. Thank you. Good boy. Okay, anyway. So, shoots this electronic beam at Ahn. So, this ability, this creature is known as an Ocrax. Ocrax. Alright. This is a level 5 creature. So that means it has 15 health. And if it hits with its electric blast, it does 5 points of damage. I have no way to avoid it because I was completely surprised. Ahn takes 5 points of damage and is severely crippled in this, because watch what happens here. Reduced to 0 in might, which means I am impaired. My speed goes down by the other 4, leaving me with 3. I have virtually nothing in the tanks for this fight. I can't do much physically at all. However, Ahn is an extremely capable psychic, so he's gonna rely on that. So Ahn looks at this devilish creature with this lightning centric bolt, like ravenously encircling this horn, and Ahn takes a look at it and says, "No." And Ahn just looks at it and is going to try and envelop it in a telekinetic field and crunch it up like a sponge. So this cat-like creature cries out in pain as it is crunched like an aluminum can, taking 7 points of damage, which is almost half of what it can take. It's being held by this telekinetic force, but it can still project a bolt of electricity. This time, though, Ahn can dodge. So this is a level 5 creature. It's already up there. I need to take off my effort and asset. Effort. And asset. Actually, I'm going to give myself an asset because I'm holding it telekinetically. So I can kind of steer it away from me while I'm trying to dodge. It launches its lightning bolt attack. I fail to dodge. I take 5 points of damage, which means my speed is reduced to 0. I am debilitated. It is hard for me to do anything. Christopher, what was my speed before I reduced it to 0? I can't remember. It was 3, correct? Yes, I'm asking you to participate here. I bet he's not even watching anymore. He's just sitting in the background. I'm going to say it's 3. Because I can't remember for the life of me. That means 2 more points need to come off. So I'm at 19. Intellect left. I'm still holding this thing telekinetically. I am beaten up. I am worn out. I am on the edge of defeat. I am simply going to finish crushing it like a can. However, I'm going to call upon my power reserves to do extra damage to it. Let me see here. Extra damage to it. Come on. Show me the... There we go. And to maintain my hold on the creature so it doesn't get loose. So that costs me 7, but I have a 2 in edge, so that is now 12 in intellect. I think I messed up that math. I can't tell. It's getting a little bit late for me in the afternoon. I should be walking my dog, but he'll be okay. I promise you, we're almost done here. So I'm going to try and telekinetically smush this thing one more time. And I do so, rolling a 17. It takes a total of 10 points of damage, which is 2 more than its maximum hit points. 2 more. So it has taken 10 damage. It is dead and crunched up like a furry tin can. I let it go, I collapse, and I fall asleep right there on the street. I am going to say that I take my, first of all, my regeneration is going to come into effect. And then I'm going to stay there until I am bothered. So I at least get my 1 action recovery roll, because that's pretty much an instant. So that's 11 points right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. I'm going to say 6 points here. 5 points here. Because you get to assign where those points go when you do a recovery. Is anyone going to bother me in the next 10 minutes? Yes, someone bothers me. Is it the police? Yes, it is. So, with a baton being pushed at Ahn wakes up, looks up, sees the same 2 police patrol officers as earlier, says, "What did I do this time?" Police officers are like, "Look, you can't loiter in an area and speak in a public space. You have to move on." Ahn says, "But I'm tired. I'm hurting. I could really use some rest." Patrol officers are like, "Go home." Ahn stands up, weary, exhausted, and decides to go home. Does he make it home without further difficulty? No. Something else happens. Is it the vampires that were following him from earlier? Indeed, it is. How many vampires are following? So I'm going to take a D6. I'm going to turn it into a D3. Roll that. That's 3 vampires. So lurking outside his new home, 3 vampires lie in wait. I'm going to roll perception to see if I see them. So reset. They are stealthy creatures, so that is challenging. I roll perception. I see them with a minor effect. I see them. Ahn sees them. Realizes the terrible danger that he's in. With a minor effect, he gains the initiative. And he will fight these vampires another time. Listen, we've been here for an hour. I'm going to fill this in. Thought and Oryx, or Ocrix, excuse me, Ocrix. Very tired. He fell asleep in the street. Police woke him up. But vampires tracked him home. He has a surprise turn next session. Alright, so this was a short one, but a lot happened. Obviously, these vampires have an end for him. We're going to find out exactly how that goes next session, which will have to be tomorrow. I've got way too much I've still got to get done. But I want to thank you for watching. This has been the Ahn Chronicles, the ongoing adventures or misadventures of an alien trying to adjust to time on Earth. He's discovering that the people are difficult. He's discovering that there are supernatural creatures. There are these things called superheroes. He's fought vampires, and he doesn't really know what to make of things. But right now, he's pissed off. He's home. Vampires have followed him, and he's ready to attack. Even though he's not at full health, he is ready to attack. So, next session I run will probably be tomorrow morning, and we will do the combat with him and these 3 vampires. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Again, I want to thank Mythic and Wordmill Games. I will get it right. Let me go back here to the main screen so we can check this out one more time. Wordmill Games, thank you very much for creating the Mythic system. We're going to come over here and we're going to... Alright, here we go. So, let me see here. I believe... Yeah, here we go. The Adventure Crafter here was not used tonight, but what we did use a lot of was the Mythic Game Master Emulator. I want to express this upon you again. If you are by yourself, you can't find a gaming table to play at, no one wants to play the game that you want to play, this is what you need in your possession. This will allow you to play whatever you want, however you want, in whatever way you want, whatever game you want. It's really good. I highly suggest it. Highly suggest you check it out. And after all the videos I've done, they should probably be giving me a kickback. That's a joke. I would continue to do this for free. Anyway, check out their systems. They're great. Don't forget that the Adventure Crafter, although I did not use it, This time around, this Adventure Crafter is what I used for the first 2 episodes that I ran. You can use it to design adventures for any setting whatsoever. It is perfect for capturing tension, inventing mysteries, your action sequences, and then a whole bunch of other things that you probably wouldn't think about are in here. And my voice is trying to go, so this is telling me it's time to go. Check this stuff out. It will enhance your gaming experiences greatly. If you don't have time to craft your own adventures for a session and everybody's on their way, but you have 15 minutes to prep, this is what you need right here. Right here. And I'm going to have to go ahead and say goodbye because my throat is killing me. All right. Thank you all for watching. Again, this has been Eric Padraig. I am the project manager and lead designer for Haphazard Projects, also known as a subsidiary to Haphazard Gaming, which I own very proudly. So take care. Have fun with your games. No matter how you game, have fun.